Greetings, music lovers, conversationalists, and thrill seekers all across the fruited plain. How is everybody doing today? It is Thursday, and I tell you what, the weather outside is just fantastic. Another Chamber of Commerce kind of day. No wonder everybody from up north, well, not everybody, but a large portion of you from up north, like let's say San Antonio and on up further, come down here to enjoy our sunny weather and to enjoy your favorite beverage while listening to this show. Finally, after 6 days and 23 hours, the time has come. I am here in the Attila the Hun chair, and you are there behind the speakers listening to this radio show as it was meant to be. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Let's get the show started. Has anybody been out there today? I mean, it's just, again, we have that little area that I thought would never, the construction would never finish. It is out there. It is being used. I used it, as a matter of fact, when was it? Sometime this week. Long story short, my son's car broke down, so I brought him to school. And, instead of going back home, coming back, I said, you know what, I'm going to do some homework. I sat outside, minding my own bizwax. Well, wouldn't you know it, here comes a class. One of the professors here brought his class outside to sit down, and they picked that one very fine spot that I chose. Interesting story. It was a philosophy class, and they were talking about Plato. And the only thing I could say about it, because the professor asked me if he do you mind if I sit in? And said, sure, why not? Was I going to tell him no? Go away? I guess I could have. But I told him, no, go ahead. I had to have a seat. And he said, oh, we're talking about Plato. Oh, yeah, student of Socrates. He corrected me and said it was Socrates. And I said, well, I love Socrates. I like Plato even more. And so forth and so on. And they were talking about, I don't know what. And all these philosophical things that people, mainly hippies from the 60s and stuff, would sit around, hey man. And they were talking about philosophical things, what's real, what isn't real, if I tell you the sky's blue, and I don't know what other nonsense. And I was like, okay, you know what? History lesson. Do you know what was happening during that time of Socrates and Plato? Well, it was BCE, about 200s BCE. And let's see here, what was going on at that time? Persia was doing their great empire, from Mesopotamia and stuff, from the Euphrates and so forth. And there was a Greek nation trying to pull itself together. And so basically, it was all the rich people that had all the wealth and power. It was big business, and it was their sons sitting around debating philosophy. So, I wish I could have thrown that in there. You're all debating a guy who had it made, because in those times, everybody worked, and the only people that could afford to hang around by nice, warm little bath waters were the upper class elite. So just an FYI there, they probably thought he was an everyday Joe kind of guy, and no, he was far from it. He was like, I don't know, one of Trump's sons, or one of Biden's sons, or something, having a good old time. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing, having themselves a good old time. So that was way back when. Just a short story what happened to me. Other than that, if you're right now out and about enjoying your favorite beverage, as you should be. Not going to tell you what that beverage should be. Just whatever your favorite beverage is what it is. And just if you're out in the sun and it's too hot, just go to the shade. If you're in the shade, it's a little bit too cool to step out in the sun. Like I said, perfect Chamber of Commerce kind of day we got outside. If you're stuck inside, put on some headsets, go outside and enjoy the weather. You have a, boy, can't even say that here on the radio. We're a tobacco-free campus, but if you got them wherever you're at, you can go ahead and go to your vehicle somewhere and enjoy it, I guess. But yeah, that's just what I have here in my formerly nicotine stained hands. You know, my stack of stuff. We'll get there. We'll get there. Promise you we'll get this stack of stuff. Have y'all heard about Taylor Swift? Well, if you haven't, where have you been? All I hear about is Taylor Swift and the Super Bowl. I don't know who's playing the Super Bowl, but I know Taylor Swift has something to do with it. And so does the NFL and Taylor Swift. I don't know if they go hand in hand or synonymous. I'm not too sure what. All I know is that I cannot mention the Super Bowl or the NFL without mentioning Taylor Swift. So good luck to her in the Super Bowl. That was Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. Before that was Man on the Silver Mountain by Rainbow and Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin. I have a question. That Bohemian Rhapsody, has anybody out there seen that movie, Wayne's World, where they're busy and they're out there and, when that big guitar solo comes in, they're all just head jamming and, heads going up and down, and he's asking them if you're going to spew into that little Dixie cup. For those of you who don't know about Dixie cups, because I don't think they make them anymore, and if they do, I don't know where. Well, they were these little cups, paper cups, and they came in these little dispensers people would buy for their house, so they could, put mouthwash or take a drink of water. Real nice little paper cups, and they could just crumple them up, throw them in the trash can, and yeah, they're tiny little cups. So of course, if you're gonna spew, of course it was gonna fit in that tiny little cup. It was about a 3 ounce, maybe 4 ounce cup. Big ones are probably about 5 ounces, somewhere around there, maybe 6. I don't quite remember. They were in quite small hands when I was a little kid, so they were, of course, really large. Even my father, when I was a child, he was like, it's tall as a mountain, but now he's not that tall anymore. I kind of eye to eye with him. So I don't know, just like when I was a kid. I kind of think this global warming thing is kind of real. As I know when I was a kid, but a wee lad, and only stood up this gay high, the snow would come up to my knees. And now as an adult, well, the snow doesn't come up to my knees anymore. So I don't know. You tell me. But of course, I was only like 2-3 feet back then, and now I'm not double, maybe at least double 2 feet, but not double 3. So that's that. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. But you are listening to the Valley Student Station. This is Vaquero Radio, and you can message me on the app, the Vaquero app, or on Radio FX here, and I can and do respond to your messages as long as it's working. If it's not working, don't ask me why it doesn't work, but sometimes it happens. Delete it off your phone, your device, your tablet, your computer, whatever you're listening on, and go ahead and reinstall it and log back on. Of course, the infamous power on, power off thing, or power off, power on, always works. All right, and I have here my stack of stuff. Awesome. What is today? Well, today is February the 1st, 2024. Woohoo! Payday! So, let's see here. What is today? National Freedom Day. That is what day today is. Well, perfect. Because you know what else today is? Day of Remembrance and Respect to Victims of the Communist Regime Day. Oh my goodness, yeah, this is today we remember all the fallen victims of the oppressive regime. Yes, communism is still around. Just like the bear says, only you can stop the spread of communism. Leading up to today is also G.I. Joe Day. Get ready as we celebrate our favorite action figure of all time, G.I. Joe. I tell you what, he 10 times stronger, faster, just even better looking than Ken ever was that G.I. Joe. Plus, I mean, come on, the guy drove a Jeep. In today's terms, he'd have a Hummer. And of course, he could do all those awesome things like spread freedom and wave the American flag. That was G.I. Joe. that it is also, I wish we could, well, I didn't say much about car insurance, but today is Car Insurance Day. Cruise in style on Car Insurance Day and see how you can remain safe and protected. I don't know about you, but I do not know how car insurance makes you safe and protected. Um, yeah, it's just got to be an advertisement there. That's all I got to say. Uh, I I have car insurance, so of course now I'm safe and I'm protected. Yeah, okay. Speaking of, when you're trying to log into your insurance and you can't get there, and you forget your password, so you hit help, and then you put in a new password, and it says cannot use your old password, and you're like, oh my god, it's just one of those things. Leading on to today is also Change Your Password Day. All right, save your password. It has to be more than 13 characters long. It has to have a special character, and it has to have three capital letters. You have to be hopping on one foot, hand behind your back, with one ear pulled down, one eye closed. And you have to have that weird kind of smile where one side of your mouth is in a smile, the other side's in a frown. And you have to do all that while riding a unicycle on top of a beach ball in order to change your password. Do you guys have that same trouble? Oh my gosh, I have this one website and it asks, you can't even write a word. So if your favorite password is such as one of my passwords, 12345 6, you can't have that. My second favorite password is password. Yeah, they won't let you do that. It, you cannot put something that forms a word on there, and it's just ridiculous. So change your password, everybody. Conservatorship and Guardianship Abuse Awareness Day. Yes, that's a very real problem out there. So advocate for your fellow community members. This conservatorship and Guardianship Abuse Awareness Day. Well, going beyond that, decorating with Candy Day. I don't know about you, but wasn't that like those little houses you make for Christmas? Gingerbread house, decorating with candy. Somehow feel that this day should be moved to December. It's just one of those things where they should probably move the day. Heroes Day. We celebrate the people who fought for change with their lives. They are our heroes. Well, it's like you see in the movies. Nobody wants to be a hero, and don't be a hero because they usually end up dead. But today is National Heroes Day. Holiday Hugs Day. So for those of you who don't like giving hugs, well, you're going to have to hug today because it's Hug Day. Today is also National Baked Alaska Day. What? Okay, dig into this decadent dessert. Oh, yeah, there you go. Made with ice cream, sponge cake, and meringue. I don't know about you, but meringue is one of my favorites. Especially that lemon meringue. Oh my goodness. International Face and Body Art Day. Oh, and by the way, for everybody out there with the name of Cameron, today's your day. I have never known anybody in my life by the name of Cameron. I have seen a few Camerons on TV and in music, things like that. So, well, today's your day. And I've just been recently talking about this. National Dark Chocolate Day. No reason to celebrate that. You can celebrate that any day you like, for far as I'm concerned. So, what I would love to do is to get actual chocolate and have chocolate, not like Nestle chocolate, not Godiva chocolate, but the actual coca plant, and however they made it way back when, before sugar became a thing. Just actually taste that chocolate, that bitter. I'm sure it had some type of bitter taste to it. Oh, it's so much love. Just I like chocolate. I love chocolate, and it wow, it would love to have chocolate, just all natural. National Get Up Day. We all fall. It's how we get up that matters. So, yes, some of us need canes to get up. Some of us have to grab onto something and hoof yourself up. For us youngins, all you got to do is just jump up. You're doing those Jackie Chan things, you're on your back and you leap up to your feet. National Sean Day. Hey, I know somebody named Sean. So, well, today's your day. So, today's your day, Sean. Optimist Day. For all of those that are not pessimists. By the way, they don't have a day because it'd just be too much of a bad thing. Because how could you have your day if something bad ain't going to come from it, right? So they don't have a day. But for all you optimists out there, today is your day. Robinson Crusoe Day. What's special about Robinson Crusoe and why has he inspired so many movies? Well, I'll leave that for you to go out there and decide. I've already given you a history lesson of today. But that Robinson Crusoe Day. Let's see here. Texas Day. Oh my good. From Dr. Pepper and barbecues to vibrant people, Texas is home to many. Well, of course it is. And for all those from California looking to live in Texas, just remember, it looks very much like Oklahoma, but don't be confused because it isn't. And there's this place called Oklahoma City, very much like any Texas town, but it isn't. So, yeah, besides that, National Texas Day. Woo! Boy, we really do love our state. I hear this new battle cry going. Well, I'm not going to even talk about that. Let's just go. Okay, let's go on to birthdays. Anybody know who Harry Styles is? All right, yeah, I have no clue. Well, it's Harry Styles' birthday. Let's see who else's birthday. A bunch of other birthdays out here. Unfortunately, I'm not keen to like who all these people are. Not big people here. Maybe go ahead and check them out. I'll come up with a few more. But beyond that, say February the 1st. And as always, you are listening to a music show. Let's get some more of that music in here for you. That was Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden. Before then, Mob Rules with Black Sabbath. And that was with Dio, not Ozzy Osbourne. And I don't know why I always make that distinction. It's just feel like I should since there's so many different aspects to Black Sabbath. And before then with Blue Oyster Cult, Don't Fear the Reaper. This is Vaquero Radio, the Valley Student Station. And again, if you're not outside enjoying this Chamber of Commerce kind of day, go out there and enjoy it. It is just nice. Like I said before, if you're hot, go in the shade. If you're cold, go out in the sun. Drive with your windows down if your allergies are bothering you. Oh, what in the world? Here it is. Have one of your favorite beverages. I know I got a whole stockpile of them right now in the secret stash here that I keep in the studio, especially because there's nobody here today. Again, they're out on secret special missions. But don't worry, they'll be back in here in a few minutes. Let's see, oh my God, would you look at the time? 1:17. As I have always mentioned before, this is the fastest hour in broadcast all week long. Those 6 days, 23 hours that you wait for this show to come back on, it is just, oh man, it's like the 100 years cannot just go by fast enough. You turn old, you turn gray before the show comes back on. Then the show comes on, and just like that, like a shooting star, it's gone. Just like that. Oh, well, hey, coming off here, Number of the Beast. Anybody ever been to Mosh Pit? I unfortunately missed my chance. I was supposed to go see Slayer. Well, I wasn't supposed to, but I should have when they did one of their last shows down here in Southern Command. And what did I do? I played like a good boy. I stayed home and I studied. Oh, gosh. I tell you what, so should have gone. So, it would have been awesome. I could have gone back and, showed everybody the teeth I had missing, and black eyes. It would have been awesome. But what is a mosh pit and how do you explain it to your friends? So I'm reading here Loudwire and how fans explaining moshing to people who don't know what it is. This is let's see, it's published, it's published today by Chad Childers of Loudwire. And he has on here, how would you explain a mosh pit? Well, how do you explain it to people who have never been before? I always get a lot of, I would be fighting if somebody hit me. But like a mosh pit, in my opinion, it isn't meant to be an expression of anger. It's just people dancing and having a good time, and happen to bump into each other. Be carefree about it, suggests a person at the top of the thread. They added, I feel like seeing it live is one of the best ways to experience it. But they always express fear when I show them the videos and they see the pit. Just curious how you guys describe pits to your non-metalcore fans. That's right. You get a little bit of contact in here, you lose a tooth, you get a black eye, whatever. It just happens. Wow. But yeah, I missed my chance. And it's 120. And just like that, oh, nope. 119, just like that. I just turned away. I blinked. So, well, I tell you what, it is towards the end of the show. I hope you're out there enjoying the weather with a favorite beverage. I know I am. I'm up here in studio enjoying my favorite beverage. Before we go on, there's some songs here I want to play for you. And, well, let's get to it. That way you can enjoy the show and, well, hopefully have your own little mosh pit here with some of these songs. Unfortunately, this is the end of the show. Wow, that was Lita Ford with Close Your Eyes Forever with Ozzy Osbourne, and that was Take What You Want by Post Malone. Oh, featuring Ozzy Osbourne as well. Again, it's the end of my show. Time flies when you're having fun. Wow, I had so much more to give you all today for today's show, but unfortunately, you still have not gathered outside the studio to demand 3 hours a day. So it's only 1 hour, and I am here for you. So, well, it's great. Thank you everybody for listening. Without you, would not be doing this, and without me, you would not be doing what you're doing right now. Just enjoying your favorite beverage outside in the weather. I am going to leave you with one more song before I leave. It will be Miracle Man by Ozzy Osbourne. Thank you, everybody. Have a good weekend. Have a good week, and I will see you in another 6 days and 23 minutes. That's 6 days and 24 hours. Oh, by the way, for all you youngins out there, get into radio. Lots of money. Just look at me.